Hello, welcome to this update. We are back now to normal, so let's continue tracking the weather. So first, let's check the severe weather again today for June 6, Friday, June 6, because I woke up this morning thinking it was yesterday because we have double enhanced risks just like we had yesterday. It's very crazy. There are a bunch of big tornadoes yesterday, so I hope everybody was safe. So let's see for today, June 6th. So we have this enhanced risk into Texas and in New Mexico, also in Kansas and Colorado, into part of the Oklahoma Panhandle. This light risk from Texas to Kentucky and parts of the Mid-South and the Plains, and also slight risk in Massachusetts and Connecticut into southern New Hampshire, Vermont, and this big marginal risk. So we do have 5% tornado threat today. This might update still because yesterday night they added a 10% yesterday. So I don't know if you saw that on the YouTube posts. So keep track of this during the afternoon in case there are any changes. But for now, a big 5%. So 5 and 2%, the 2% goes all the way to Kentucky. So please be careful in those areas and stay safe. Have ways to receive warnings. There's the wind threat, 15% in all the areas, like 15% in all the slight risk and 5%. And there's hail, 30% in both enhanced risk. So this is basically for hail, the majority of the enhanced risk. So and hedged for potentially very large hail, like 2 to 5 inches, especially about like 2 to 4 inches in some areas. So please stay safe. And there's the 15%, also 5% the northeast. So now scared severe thunderstorms expected across parts central southern high plains, very large hail, damaging winds, and a tornado threat is anticipated. Isolated severe thunderstorms also possible into Tennessee, Ohio valleys, and over parts of southern New England. Damaging winds is the primary concern in those areas. So please stay safe, and especially in the plains there. For tomorrow, Saturday, there's still this big slight risk from Texas to the East Coast, and then a big portion of the Mid-South, Southeast, and those areas. There's a marginal going all the way to New Mexico and a marginal in the Dakotas and Minnesota. So tornado threat is also possible tomorrow. So this 2% Texas, Oklahoma, into Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, parts of Illinois, Indiana, into Mississippi and Alabama and Missouri. So be careful tomorrow in those areas too. Stay safe. Wind in all the areas 15.5%, and hail a smaller 15% from Texas to Alabama and 5%. So scared severe thunderstorms expected from the southern Great Plains to the southeast states Saturday through Saturday evening. Soft to damaging winds, couple tornadoes, sporadic large hail will be possible. So stay safe in those areas. Let's see the Earth for today here and the start of tomorrow. So shows those storms in Oklahoma and Arkansas, they go, but this afternoon starts showing these supercells in West Texas again, spots of southwestern Texas and to western Texas, some in Colorado into the Oklahoma Panhandle as well. Then this goes basically almost the same areas that were hit yesterday with that big hail and tornadoes yesterday. So stay safe once again. Those areas, this continues through the night into central northern Texas and later gathers up in Oklahoma, some heavy rain and those storms, and then this goes gradually east southeast later. So stay safe, especially those initial storms might be very damaging, and some in northern Mexico too. So be careful. Now for Colorado and Kansas shows some cells starting southeastern Colorado this afternoon. This goes and like shows some stronger ones like right into Oklahoma and Colorado. This goes some stronger ones in Kansas late in the evening, in Oklahoma too, and then this goes away. So please stay safe in those areas, especially the hail and tornadoes and everything, and the damaging winds. So here for the whole area, does show the Cape spots of the south, a lot of cape, especially in Texas, some areas more than 3,000 joules per kilogram, widespread more than 2,000, 2,500, especially it's around 2,500, but late in the afternoon it does peak even close to 4,000 in northern Texas. But that's not, that 4,000 is not right in the area where the greatest storms, greatest threat will be. Around the greatest threat shows like 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. So stay safe in those areas, and please be careful. There's max wind gust as well, like around Texas and those areas. So it does show some very damaging gusts with those storms. Like some areas of Texas, the HERS shows even to like 70 to 80 mile per gusts in a spot or two with those storms, and also Kansas and Oklahoma, a few storms 70 mile per gust or more. So stay safe in those areas. Please be careful. There's here this significant tornado parameter as well to take a look. So like shows, let's see if I click the right thing because this keeps moving around. So since we are in the updraft listed, let's just see it first. So here, this until Sunday, the updraft listed does show especially western Texas and those almost the same areas that hit yesterday with some very big storms in the updraft listed. So this indicates like large hail, tornadoes and damaging winds, and shows in Kansas and Oklahoma, northern Oklahoma, Colorado, some big storms too. So stay safe, a thing or two in Minnesota and to Canada and North Dakota, and shows in the south, in Tennessee as well, some stronger storms, and Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. So stay safe in those areas. Now the significant turning parameter does show here around Saturday 3Z, so this around this evening. So shows in the Texas Panhandle some higher parameters, southern Oklahoma as well, slightly earlier in the afternoon. Let's see if there's something earlier. Right in those same spots of western Texas in the afternoon, so please stay safe. There's tornadoes possible, and later into the night dies down a little bit, but still some threat in Oklahoma, in those areas. So stay safe. And early in the afternoon starts building there in Texas and even finger two in the Mississippi Valley. So be careful in those areas. Stay safe. Those severe storms. Now, day 3 does show array and enhanced risk in Texas and Oklahoma for Sunday, day 3. So there's array and enhanced risk. There's the slight risk from Texas to Illinois, and also on the East Coast, slight risk. So there's already a 30% hatched chance of significant severe weather Sunday. So this is an event that we probably need to monitor very closely. Possibly a moderate risk might come. So let's see. Severe thunderstorms expected in the Texas Panhandle to western North Texas late afternoon through the evening of Sunday. Very large hail, destructive wind gusts are possible. Scattered severe thunderstorms also possible elsewhere in the south central states and southeast and coastal basins. So coastal plain here. So please stay safe in those areas, especially Texas. Monitor this if you are there. And day 4 is also kind of interesting. So there's already a slight risk day 4 from Texas to western Georgia, but especially Mississippi and Alabama, Louisiana, spots of Arkansas. So please be aware day 4 as well, Monday. Day 5 still nothing, the rest quiet, but day 4 still be careful. So they say a large MCS might be ongoing across the Arco-Texas vicinity on day 4, Monday morning. This MCS and attendant flow enhancements with its MCV may support scared damage wind potential in the afternoon downstream across the deep south. How extensive organized the threat persists is quite nebulous, given the background mid-level westerlies being weaker across the southeast compared to prior days. So this is still being monitored, but we might have some severe weather Monday as well, day 4. So fire, no critical, but yeah. So stay safe in those areas, especially for today, those enhanced risk there, and day 2 until day 4. So be careful in those areas. Excessive rainfall does show like 3 slight risks, one across Texas, into Oklahoma and Arkansas, spots of Missouri, into Kansas, Colorado, another slight risk further into Missouri again, Tennessee, Kentucky, spots of Illinois too, and this marginal risk continues all the way to Maine with a slight risk in the northeast as well. So still be careful flash flood in those areas. Day 2 a slight risk across Texas and not Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas into Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, and Missouri, and this marginal risk in the northeast. Day 3 another slight risk Texas and Oklahoma, so be careful with flooding and this big marginal risk too. Day 4, wait, Day 4 marginal risk from Colorado to Georgia, and day 5 a marginal risk in the northeast again and the deep south. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful some flash flooding. Day 1 through 7 still shows some spots more than 5 inches possible in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and into the deep south more than 3-4 inches. So stay safe in those areas. The northeast as well. A lot of rains, those storms, New England, and spots of southern Canada too might get more. So stay safe. And only the next 3 days it shows even close to 5 inches in Oklahoma. So stay safe in those areas. Also the hazardous heat possible next week on the west and South Texas, in the mid South, and the severe weather. So stay safe in those areas. Does show here like the European model shows already like Saturday afternoon, more than 100 in Texas, a few spots in Arizona, close to 100 in California. Sunday during the morning, still cold in the Rockies, some 30s, 20s in the Rockies, and then Sunday afternoon starts warming up more in the southwest to 108, 107, and more in Texas, still close to 106. But this goes on Monday, still shows in Texas there, some spots in Arizona and California, even to 106 already shows in Las Vegas, more spots 111 California, the European, and even in Washington, the European shows 100. So this goes, shows Tuesday, still a lot, more than 100 in California, spots of Arizona still, and into southern Texas. So this goes, and still very hot next week across the southwest and those areas there. So stay safe in those areas. Be aware as well. Further north, like shows during the night slightly colder in the Rockies, like I said, and the Sierra Nevada, the northeast some 50s, 60s, the south still warm during the night. Then this goes might be like next Monday morning, slightly less hot, like slightly colder in the further north because of those winds from a system in Canada. But in the afternoon, does warm up in the plains and spots of the northwest, especially, but still slightly below average in the Midwest. So yeah, this goes, and stay safe. We'll keep watching. Spots of Canada does show like further northwestern Canada some active temperatures, but this afternoon much warmer southern Canada, some spots in New Brunswick too, southern Quebec. Does show like spots on northeastern and western Canada, those colder temperatures. Saturday, Sunday still shows more spots colder to northern Canada and near the Hudson Bay as well, northeastern Canada and the Canadian Rockies. So still colder there. This goes, but next week might be hotter in southern British Columbia, southern Alberta, and those areas. So we are watching that trend as well. Some spots southern Canada, and then still slightly colder further northwest and northeastern Canada later. So be aware, those areas shows this rain there. That shows snow now in Alaska, spots of northwestern Canada, some snow, and then these periodic storms, some rain, spots of central Canada, maybe some risk of stronger storms through Saturday afternoon, spots of Manitoba into Saskatchewan, and then this goes, does show Sunday, still some rain there in central Canada, some snow as well, and then this keeps going towards Monday, that front throughout Ontario and Quebec, and still shows rain and some storms in eastern Canada next Tuesday, and then this goes. So this system might bring like two spots to central Canada, so some 44 millimeters, even some spots to 60, and more rain in those areas. So be aware too. I hope this helps with the wildfires, but you never know. So stay safe. Let's just see about the wind here, because today, Friday, does show stronger gust spots of British Columbia still, some higher winds. This does build up this evening in Alberta, British Columbia, some higher gusts. And then Saturday, some high winds across Saskatchewan and Alberta, so stay safe there. Saturday, Sunday across Montana, North Dakota, does show some higher gusts, probably some 40s to 50s mile per hour gusts, some spots higher. And still there in Saskatchewan, this goes does show more strong winds, British Columbia maybe more spots by Monday afternoon. So this goes, and yeah, be aware in those areas. Maybe later in the spots of the western U.S. next week, some higher gusts, but we'll keep watching. So stay safe in those areas and stay tuned. Maybe this evening or tomorrow, probably this evening, for the tropical update on the Eastern Pacific, because there are double systems trying to form there, and we'll keep watching the rains in the Caribbean. So stay tuned for that. Stay safe.